Hello everyone. Today we will discuss inverse trigonometric functions. Inverse trigonometric functions means we will find out inverse of trigonometric functions. In class 11th we have discussed trigonometric functions and formula based on that. So here we have to discuss inverse. In the previous chapter functions we have discussed inverse of a function. Whenever a function we have to find out inverse of a function, we have to show that that function is 1, 1 and onto. Then that function is invertible. So the same concept we have to use in trigonometric functions also. Before that we will discuss inverse of a function and invertible function first. So invertible function, we know that a function which is said to be invertible when we can find out inverse of a function. And we find out inverse of a function when that function is 1, 1 and onto. So you can see inverse is directly related to 1, 1 onto. So we will discuss one more part, that is inverse of a function. In the previous chapter function we have discussed that if let f from a tends to b be 1, 1 onto, we have taken a function f from a tends to b and that is 1, 1 onto, then there exists another function g from b tends to a and that is also 1, 1 onto, defined by g o f x equals to x and f o g y equals to y. If these two values we are getting from here, so we can write that g from b tends to a is called inverse of f from a tends to b. And we can write that f inverse equals to g. F inverse is equal to g value. Means function we have f from a tends to b such that fx equals to y. Then inverse of this we can write f inverse from b tends to a such that f inverse y equals to x. You can see we are interchanging here. Domain of general function will be range of inverse function and range of general function will be domain of inverse function. So we can write here domain of f equals to range of f inverse and range of f equals to domain of f inverse. Now we will discuss the same concept in trigonometric functions also. Means we will find out that trigonometric functions are also 1, 1 onto. Then only we can find out inverse of trigonometric functions. Now we will discuss 1, 1 onto in trigonometric functions. I am going to start with sin x. We all are knowing that there are total 6 trigonometric functions. Y equals to sin x, then cos x, then tan x, cosec x, sec x and cot x. So I am taking example of sin x, means here I will try to find out inverse of sin x. So here I have shown graph of sin x. So I am going to take some points from this graph. Points I am taking here in two sets. by using arrow diagram. So here sets I am taking here a to b. This is the function I am taking f. F we have taken here y equals to sin x. So in first set I am going to write some elements from x-axis. So I am going to write here minus pi by 2, then 0, then pi by 2, then pi. Some more elements are there, but I am not going to write. Some elements I am writing here in A. Then we know that in sine function, domain of sine function is all real numbers, and range of sine function is closed interval -1 to 1. So here we can take -1, 0, 1. These 3 points I am taking. Now I am showing this set A is related to set B. Means if I am taking x1 equals to minus pi. So sine of x1 we will find out. This is sine of minus pi. So we will find out here value. This is minus sine pi, and we know that sine pi value is 0. So this is 0. So x1 we are taking minus pi, then fx1 we are getting here 0. Then I am taking x2. x2 equals to minus pi by 2. So sine of x2 I am taking. So sine of minus pi by 2. So I am finding here fx2 value. This is here minus sine pi by 2. And we know that sine pi by 2 is 1. So this is minus 1. Then x3, 0. You all are knowing sine 0 is 0. So fx3 we are getting here 0. Similarly, some more values we will find out. Rest 2 also I am going to find. So here x4 I am taking here pi by 2. So sine of x4, sine of pi by 2, and fx4 will be here 1. Then x5 I am taking here pi. So sine of x5 equals to sine of pi, and this is 0. Means fx5 is 0. Now one by one I am going to plot these points here. Minus pi in x1, the fx1 is 0. So resultant is 0. Minus pi by 2, so fx2 is minus 1. fx2 is minus 1. Then sine 0 is 0. Next pi by 2, that is 1. And next that is pi, value is 0. So from this arrow diagram you can see this function is onto function. Because here elements which are in B have at least one premade at the first set. But this is not 1, 1. Because you can see this minus pi, 0 and pi. These three are related with same point, means 0. So this is not 1, 1. So we'll write this is not 1, 1 but onto. And we know that when a function is 1, 1 onto, then only we can find out inverse. And here we are not getting 1, 1. So this is not bijective. And if a function is not bijective, not 1, 1 onto, we can't find out inverse of that function. So generally we can't find out inverse of any trigonometric functions. But if we restrict domains of trigonometric functions, means if we are taking interval from minus pi by 2 to pi by 2 only, if this part I am taking, means I am restricting here domain part, minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. So by the graph only it is clear that there is not equal value, not even one value we are getting which is repeating here in between minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. Similarly, if we are taking a span from pi by 2 to 3 pi by 2, again we are not getting any value which is repeating. Here also non-repeating values we are getting. Similarly, here also if we are taking span means minus 3 pi by 2 to minus pi by 2. Again we are not getting any repeating value. Meaning is that when we are restricting domain of sine function, then inverse we are getting, because after restriction we are getting 1 1 on 2 of trigonometric functions. So when we restrict domains of trigonometric functions, then we can get trigonometric functions 1 1 on 2. Example I have taken here, y equals to sin x. I have restricted here domain minus pi by 2 to pi by 2, minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. So range we are getting minus 1 to 1 only. Here I have taken two sets A and B, and points also I have applied. So in between minus pi by 2 to pi by 2 some points I have taken. So one by one we will apply. Sine of minus pi by 2. Sine of minus pi by 2 is minus 1. We know it. Now sine of minus pi by 3. Sine of minus pi by 3 minus root 3 by 2. Sine of minus pi by 4. This is minus 1 by root 2. You can see no, here we are getting only 1 1 form. Now sine 0. Sine 0 is 0. Sine pi by 4 is 1 by root 2. Sine pi by 3 is root 3 by 2. Sine pi by 2 is 1. By the graph also you can understand there is no repetition. No repetition of the function values. Means this is 1 1 and on 2 also. So if a function is 1 1 on 2, then only we can find out inverse of that function. So by the similar process we can take restriction of domains in other trigonometric functions also, and we can find out inverse of all trigonometric functions. So in inverse of a function we take when a function is given f from a tends to b such that fx equals to y, then inverse we take f inverse from b tends to a such that f inverse y equals to x. Similar pattern we will take for sine also. So general function sine from all real numbers to minus 1 to 1. We can't take this format for finding inverse because this is not 1 1 on 2. So we will restrict domain of sine function, means we can write it as restrict domain. After restricting domain we can take minus pi by 2 to pi by 2 and then minus 1 to 1. Then we can find out inverse of this sine function. So sine inverse from minus 1 to 1, range is minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. Here you can see domain of sine function equals to range of sine inverse, and range of sine function equals to domain of sine inverse. Similarly, we can take other branches also, means here we have taken minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. We can take here pi by 2 to 3 pi by 2 also. We can take 3 pi by 2 to 5 pi by 2 also, and so on. These all are called principal value branches. And these all are range also, inverse function you can see. This is range also. So similarly, we can find out rest 5 trigonometric functions inverse and then their principal values also.